WCBI News at 6 starts now.
One person is dead following a car accident in Lee County today. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Quentin Smith. The State Highway Patrol says a vehicle traveling eastbound on Highway 178 near Moorville left the road and hit a tree. The driver died at the scene. At this time, the driver's name is not being released until family members have been notified. MHP is investigating this accident. We have new developments tonight in the death of a Louisville man. Police have been able to track down and arrest their prime suspect in the death of Lee Andrew Hughes Jr. Now, according to Louisville Police Chief Sean Holderness, Rushaka Cobb, who you see right here, was arrested today by the Choctaw Tribal Police. Cobb was arrested at Crystal Ridge Reservation, which is in Winston County. He's accused of killing Hughes. The body of the 27-year-old victim was found Monday morning at a home on North Court Avenue. The Mississippi Bureau of Investigation is assisting in this case. A Christmas Eve raid in Webster County lands several suspects on Santa's naughty list. Webster County Sheriff's deputies and officers from the Mathiston and Eupor police departments executed a search warrant at a home on West Fidget Avenue in Webster County. Methamphetamine and drugs were reportedly found during the search. 4 people who were inside the home during the time are facing numerous felony and misdemeanor drug charges. The Webster County Sheriff's Department says more arrests are expected in this investigation. We have updates in a pair of aviation accidents right here in North Mississippi. This was the scene on Interstate 22 near Potts Camp on December 3rd. A Tennessee pilot flying from Tupelo was forced to make an emergency landing when his plane lost power. The National Transportation Safety Board reports show the private plane had made other flights that day, one from Olive Branch to Jackson, Tennessee. The other flight was from Jackson, Tennessee to Tupelo and then to Olive Branch, which is where the problem developed. The plane's engine stopped once but refired, then quit again 5 minutes later. The preliminary report does not give any signs that the plane had prior problems or that there were any questions about the pilot's flight skills. The National Transportation Safety Board says it will not do an on-site review of the December 18th emergency landing of a plane on Old Highway 25 in Oktibbeha County. The single-engine plane went down near a section of homes on Poorhouse Road. Now, the pilot was slightly injured, but he was able to walk away from the accident. Federal investigators have not published any preliminary reports, but local responders think the plane may have run out of gas.
I hope you had a great Christmas day. Very warm, temperatures around 70, officially 70 in Tupelo and Columbus today. Advancing high, thin cirrus clouds out there, a mix of sun and clouds, a great day for us. And a little bit of a sundog spotted in West Alabama right there. It looks like a mini rainbow there adjacent to the sun. That's what we call a sundog. Temperatures right now in the upper 50s and low and mid 60s. Keep in mind the average high right now, low 50s. So still well above it this evening. I think worst case scenario tonight, upper 40s to lower 50s. More clouds and sun for the next few days. We're watching a chance for some weekend rain and storms, some of which could be hefty. More on that in your full forecast coming up.
The Columbus School District is gearing up to roll out the red carpet. Get this, the district recently incorporated a new program that gets area students involved in the art of storytelling through animation. In just a few weeks, the district will host a premiere for the first animated feature film created by kids. Our Cass Matlock explains.
Lights, camera, action. Wonder Media has partnered with the Columbus School District to create Storymaker, a state-of-the-art animation program.
The intention behind the program originally was to ignite students' interest in writing.
Sandra Brace is the Director of Education Partnerships at Wonder Media. She says this final film project has been years in the making.
Columbus was the first school district that was brave enough to take this brand new platform on when we, quite frankly, didn't even know what it was either at the time.
Superintendent Dr. Cherie Labatt lends her voice talents to the project
to provide students with authentic STEM education opportunities.
She says Storymaker is moving the district in the right direction.
It's very much aligned to their core curriculum, and they're learning the skills that they need for 21st century, like collaboration, English language arts, working as a team.
The students are expected to write, produce, and direct their own original content.
They need to produce content that is from that character's voice. So there's so many levels of understanding that is brought forth by the experience, but it's all surrounded by the joy of creating animation.
It's moments like this as a leader that you realize that they can do anything, and they need exposure. They need the ability to have opportunities like this to have deep conceptual understanding, to think critically, to analyze, to problem solve.
Since their partnership with Columbus, Wonder Media has expanded to schools all across the nation.
The beauty of Storymaker is that it can access and be a part of any school culture. It allows for this wonderful new education partnership model. So we are all learning together, regardless of our age, our ability, or our strengths.
That was our Cash Matlock reporting there. The Wonder Grove Wizard of Oz will premiere at the Malco Center right here in Columbus on January 15th. The program was paid for through a grant by Ford County. Well, the leader of one of Columbus's largest congregations is leaving to take on a statewide role in the Baptist Church. Dr. Sean Parker, who's the pastor of First Baptist in Columbus, is set to become the new executive director of the Mississippi Baptist Convention. The convention delegates picked the Boonville native to take over for longtime executive director Jim Futrall, who's retiring. Parker takes on the new post in early January. A few Columbus residents decided to give up Christmas Day with their families and spend it with their church family instead. Loaves and Fishes hosted its annual Christmas lunch provided by Maranatha Faith Center. Church members came together to prepare turkey and dressing for the less fortunate. And volunteers say they donate food every month to Loaves and Fishes, but this is their third time to provide a Christmas lunch.
It feels really nice. It gives me a good feeling inside, knowing that I can help in any way I can, and it's a really nice feeling.
We're in that season for giving back, and my husband and I, we have our children here, and we wanted them to know what it's like to be able to serve and to give back to the community, give back to others.
The delicious lunch was served from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. And the Christmas cheer didn't stop there. Christmas was joyful for more than 1,200 residents in senior citizen living centers all throughout the region. Laundry baskets full of gifts, including toiletries, clothes, snacks, and goodies, were delivered to nursing homes and senior living centers on Christmas Eve. Guardian Angels got its start 7 years ago with an employee at Magnolia Manor wanted to do something for residents. Since then, Heather Sartan has enlisted her church and others to collect and deliver the gifts to seniors for Christmas.
The Lord placed it on my heart to cover all of the buildings that Hickory Senior Living owned at the time. And so then that next year we prayed about it, and we branched out and covered buildings that we could just bless that we didn't own. And it's just branched out since then.
To me, it's a good feeling, you know. When I was at home, I'd done most of the giving, except my mom and dad and everybody in the family, but this is new to me, you know. I never have had no one to get anything for me. I was most of the givee, you know. And it's a big difference, but I'm learning to enjoy it.
Guardian Angels organizes various projects and outreaches for area retirement home residents all throughout the year. A terrorist leader killed and negotiations with rogue leaders. It's been a busy year in news. We take a look back at 2019 when we come back. Welcome back. A U.S. raid killed the leader of ISIS. A fire tore through Notre Dame, and a royal sex scandal hit Britain. Ian Lee is in London with a look at the biggest international events of 2019.
American forces dealt a major blow to ISIS in Syria. The group's leader, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, killed himself when U.S. Special Forces raided his compound. The operation was moved up after President Trump initially ordered troops home from Syria, but then backtracked, leaving roughly 500 to protect the country's oil. The president made denuclearization of North Korea a top priority. But not even multiple summits, including crossing into North Korea, could charm the supreme leader into ending his nuclear weapons program. Tensions rose in the Persian Gulf, with the U.S. blaming Iran for attacking 4 ships and 2 Saudi oil refineries. Widespread protests rocked the country, partially as a result from stinging U.S. sanctions. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's days in office may be numbered after prosecutors indicted him for bribery, fraud, and breach of trust. Hong Kong also saw political turmoil after an extradition bill sparked months of violent unrest and calls for democratic reforms. Suicide bombers in Sri Lanka targeted churches and hotels in coordinated Easter Sunday attacks, killing more than 250 people. A convicted terrorist on early prison release went on a stabbing spree near London Bridge, killing 2 people. Bystanders tackled him to the ground before British police shot and killed him. A white supremacist opened fire at 2 mosques in Christchurch, New Zealand, killing 51 people in the nation's deadliest attack that led to an overhaul of the country's gun laws. A volcano suddenly exploded on a popular tourist island in New Zealand, killing at least 18 people, including an American family. A fire tore through Notre Dame in Paris, destroying part of the famous cathedral. Donors pledged more than $1 billion to restore the landmark. Floodwaters swamped the historic Italian city of Venice, beaching gondolas and trashing hotels. The mayor blamed climate change for the highest tide in 50 years.
How dare you!
Climate activist Greta Thunberg chastised world leaders at the United Nations for not doing enough to stop climate change, inspiring millions around the world to stage protests. British authorities dragged WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange from Ecuador's embassy in London, where he was holed up for 7 years. The whistleblower is facing possible extradition to the U.S. for publishing thousands of classified government documents.
To get Brexit done.
A landslide election victory for British Prime Minister Boris Johnson broke years of Brexit deadlock in Parliament.
But at the time, I felt it was the honourable and right thing to do.
Britain's royal family did damage control after Prince Andrew talked publicly about his ties to convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein.
Congratulations. Thank you.
And Prince Harry and Meghan brought some joy to the royals when they welcomed their first child into the world. Ian Lee, CBS News, London.
7-month-old Archie will spend Christmas with his mom and dad in the U.S. and with his grandmother in Los Angeles. Well, Keith, today is Christmas. We have nice, warm weather. Really can't ask for much more than that, huh?
No, actually, in Tupelo today, Quentin, the 70-degree mark was reached, tying for the 5th warmest Christmas day on record. You can see the advancing clouds today. We do have some mild weather for the end of the week, but some active weather for the weekend. We'll talk about that coming up next.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Some stunning weather around here for Christmas Day. No real active weather across most of the lower 48. We're watching that system in California. That will be our system for the weekend. A little bit of snow across the northern plains. No blizzard, though. And just about 28% of the United States seeing a white Christmas this year. So most of us not seeing that. Obviously, no threat of snow down here in the deep south anytime soon. Well above the average, which is currently 52 for the next week or so, especially through Sunday. Mid to upper 60s, a little bit cooler, more seasonal as we get into next week, but still slightly above average, it would appear. This is a live view with our Alpha Insurance Camera Network in Columbus and Tupelo, Vernon at Durham's Pharmacy, and in Louisville, Mississippi. Extremely nice here on our Wednesday night, Christmas night. So 50s and 60s across the board here. Lows tonight, low 50s, perhaps even a few upper 40s out there in those cooler spots. But clouds will fill in a little bit later tonight. More clouds and sun tomorrow. Temperatures in the middle 60s. Still very mild out there for our day tomorrow. Your Thursday, but extensive cloud cover across the region will just make it not as pleasant looking, but still very mild here. Notice the low clouds here tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon. Little blotches of green too. Can't roll out a sprinkle or an isolated shower here over the next 2 days with some low clouds in the region, but not really a lot of moisture here until we get to the weekend. Let's talk about it. There's that system in California moving out into the plains as we get into the weekend. The big system is going to be to our north, but we will have a front move on through here sometime late Saturday into Sunday morning. And with that front, will likely be a batch of gusty wind and rain. Those are the primary threats right now, sometime Saturday night into our Sunday morning. So there is a severe weather aspect with this, primarily wind and rain at this point with the current information we're watching. For the entire area, just stay connected with us here on TV, online at WCBI.com, and over on social media too. Rain chances going on up. Saturday afternoon, a few showers, but the heaviest rain, if we're going to get it, which could amount to 1 to 2 inches or more in some spots, likely Saturday night into Sunday. Here's your AccuWeather 7-day forecast. You can see we are looking at those 60s for the next few days here. Can't rule out a little bit of light rain or sprinkle action for the next few days, Quentin, but as I mentioned, the better rain chance. Really some showers Saturday afternoon, storms possible Saturday night into Sunday. We'll clear that system out here for the end of the year, Monday and Tuesday, and we may start 2020 Wednesday with more rain.
I got to tell you, Keith, at first I wanted a snow white Christmas, but after feeling this warm weather today, it has me appreciating
getting into the spring feel here.
Yeah.
I was wearing my shorts and T-shirts earlier today.
See, and it's winter time, but it doesn't feel like it, though.
Oh, it'll catch back up to us at some point. It has to.
That's Mother Nature for you,
That's
huh?
right.
All right, thanks so much, Keith. NBA on Christmas Day. We have highlights from the Celtics and Raptors coming up after the break.
Your WCBI Sports with Chris Bolton is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
Thanks for joining us. So you might be wondering what's going on sports-wise today. No Mississippi State men or women's hoops. They're at home chilling. Same thing for Ole Miss. And there's also no bowl games today. But we were gifted with one thing, NBA basketball. It's the first game of the day. Got the Celtics and Jason Tatum taking on the Toronto Raptors. First quarter, Fred VanVleet, he drives, kicks it to the wing to Serge Ibaka. He finds Kyle Lowry, three-pointer, bang. Raptors up 10-0 early. But the Celtics, they get things rolling. They're up 3 right here. And Kemba Walker comes off a screen. That's a three-pointer. That's good. They add their lead up to 6 points. Later on in the first, they get the ball down low to Enes Kanter. Does a little post hook right here. He had 12 points in the first half. Celtics up 9. Then later on in the second, we get a steal. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson on the break. He misses the layup, but Chris Boucher is there for the putback jam. Raptors keeping things close. Now the Raptors put up a shot, miss. Gordon Hayward outlets it. Kemba Walker bounce pass. Jaylen Brown two-hand slam, and the Celtics get up 10 points. Now later on, it becomes the Jaylen Brown show. He's open in the corner. Corner specials on gold. That's good. And he keeps things rolling. Pick and pop right here. Catches it. Bucket. You know what time it is. That's his second three-pointer. And then later on, Jason Tatum with the rock. ISO. Kicks it to Brown. Head fake. Step back. Three-pointer. That's good. That's a buck. Jaylen Brown was rolling. Here we have Gordon Hayward in the corner. No look pass. Brown, put the strap away. He had the strap. He had the burner going tonight. He had 30 points today, and the Celtics, they go on to win this one by the final score of 118-102. Then later on, Sixers taking on the Bucks. Giannis had a bad back. He's trying to stretch it, get it right for the game. But Celtics rock early. Tobias Harris, pick and roll right here. He pulls up for the mid-range jumper. That's good. Sixers go up 2. Then the Bucks, they trying to play defense on Embiid. It's not working out too well. Post jumper, spin move, that's cash. Celtics lead. Sixers go up by 5. Now the Bucks on the break. George Hill, pull up 3. Buck, that's good. That cuts the lead to 5 points. But the Sixers, they keep things rolling. Josh Richardson catches a three-pointer. That's good. He had 7 in the first half. They keep things rolling. Now right here, the Bucks make a good play. Giannis with the rip. Watch this. He starts a Euro step from the three-point line and on your head. Get out the way. Drink some milk. That man he's big time. Get out of his way. But the Sixers, they keep things rolling. They go on to win this one by a final score of 121. The Bucks had 109. Now here's a look at the rest of the games we have tonight. Now right now the Warriors and Rockets are playing. The Warriors up late in the fourth quarter. Then later on at 7 o'clock, the Clippers take on the Lakers. Paul George, Kawhi Leonard taking on Anthony Davis and LeBron James. Battle of LA. We'll see who wins that. And then later on, the Pelicans take on the Nuggets.
NBA on Christmas Day, curious, I got to tell you, but
love to
to
see
me,
it.
the biggest gift of them all will be that Lakers and Clippers game. Who you got?
I got the Lakers.
You got the Lakers.
So, what you think?
I would go for the King, but he's going up against that bad man, Kawhi Leonard. They call him the silent assassin.
Hey, he is a bad man.
And I'm going to tell you this, I'm going to go out on the limb and say these two teams are going to meet in the Western Conference Finals.
You might be
this
right.
summer. You think so, too?
Oh, yeah. That's my pick.
Okay, both teams playing good, so it'll be a good one. Thanks
Definitely.
a lot, Chris.
No problem.
We'll have a last look at your forecast when we come back. Stay with us.
Stay mild here for most of the rest of this year. Mostly cloudy, though, for the next few days. Our next best chance for showers Saturday afternoon, some storms Saturday night and a Sunday. Some of those could be hefty. We'll keep you updated on that. Drier Monday and Tuesday.
Beautiful weather for Christmas. How are you enjoying the Christmas holiday, Keith?
Loving it. Well, we're working now.
Okay.
Earlier today,
but
it was great.
we're doing something we love at the place we love. What about you, Chris?
Christmas been great. Can't complain.
Can't beat that. We hope you all are enjoying the holiday. Hope you will catch us on WCBI at 10 o'clock tonight. Have a good one.